for today's Cyber CEO episode.
And here's the crazy thing. It's wild. I am trying to figure out what else I can give. I thought it would take a lot longer for her to offload some of my stuff. I'm finding I have to catch up to her, which is the best part of it, right? Like I'm actually thinking outside the box. What other pieces have I always wanted to do that I never thought I could do because I didn't have the time? And that's leverage. That to me is the best part of it, that I can go do 2 or 3 other things that I normally couldn't do, or I get to go home at a regular normal hour. I get to go home at 5 or 6 o'clock instead of 8 or 9 o'clock, or I don't have to take it home and do work, which is really fun. That leverage piece that I kind of knew was there, but when I get to reap the benefits, oh, life is wonderful. Game changer, big time.
Welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show right now. Jose, how are you doing today?
I'm well. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, we're very excited to have you. So let's get the show rolling. To let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are also business owners just like you. So I need your help here. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe starting off with, what's your role in the business, Jose?
Yeah, my name is Jose Reyna. I am a real estate agent in California, and I've been licensed for 16 years, and I'm currently with 𝗙𝗲𝗋𝗶𝗹 Realty.
There we go. 16 years in real estate. A lot of experience for you there. Now, I'm curious, how about with virtual leverage? Is this your first go at it, or did you have experience before Cyberbacker?
No, this is my very first go around. I'm not going to lie. It was very nervous, a nervous situation for me. New territory.
New territory.
New territory, yeah.
Now, how did you find out about Cyberbacker?
So my brokerage has a convention every twice a year. And I went with the purpose of this year, how to leverage my business. Mm-hmm. And I started asking around, and I constantly, I talked to multiple people and just interacting, just with groups, people I didn't know about or know of, introduce them, ask them how much business they did. And I'm like, oh, that's where I want to go. Mm-hmm. And I asked them, how are you leveraging? What are you doing? How is hiring? And they all said, get a virtual assistant. Jose, just get a virtual assistant. It's no big deal. And I'm like, but I think I need to have them here. And they're like, no, you don't. No. And, I coach a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So it was like them telling me, shut up and just do what I'm telling you. You'll be fine. Because sometimes I just tell the agents that I help, don't do anything different. Just do what I tell you and you're going to be fine. So I took a little bit of my own medicine and I said, okay. So then quickly at that convention, I said, okay, where can I find this virtual leverage? And of course, one of the names that came up most common was Cyberbackers.
There you go.
And I said, okay, let me Google these Cyberbackers and see what's up. So I was on your homepage and I looked at every video, that recording, and all the different features and all the different ways to leverage business. And I thought, I think I need to talk to somebody. And then, of course, I fill out the contact information and I got a call right away.
There you go. So that's where it all started. Now, So a lot of us are kind of used to working with people that we can meet physically or personally, right? Now we're kind of transitioning into the virtual world. So how was the transition for you?
I went forward just with the most positive experience that I would get. I said, because this is new, I should not be afraid. In fact, I should be excited because the end result will mean more business for me. So I had to do, a little bit of mind shifting. And I said, okay, what is the process? Now, again, this is my first go around. So I relied a lot on Cyberbacker's process. When I first got in contact with Cyberbackers, they said, this is how we do it. And I said, okay, that sounds logical. And sure enough, everything went step by step. They said, Jose, you should be looking at these videos when they sent them to you. And I did, little 2-3 minute videos. And I'm like, okay. And I just kept prepping, and they said, this is what's going to happen. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. And it went that way. And, the nice thing is I didn't know any different.
Yeah.
So I just went with it, which I think really helped me. Obviously I'm not a professional virtual hirer. This is my first go around, but yet you got cyberbackers. You do this on a regular basis. This is your specialty. So again, a little bit of faith, relied on the process. And I said, okay, these people know how to do this. This company, this is what they do. They should know it better than me. And that's what I am leveraging, that knowledge. So in doing so, I did that. I just said, I'm going to go with the system. I'm going to go with the flow. I didn't always agree with it, but I went with it, and it turned out really good, really positive.
Perfect. That's just good for us to know, of course. Now, talking about your cyberbacker, how did you know that she was the perfect fit for what you needed in the business?
So that was probably the hardest thing for me to go forward with, right? How is this the right one? And I've hired, I worked for a corporation before, and I've hired and fired people. So I feel like I'm a little bit better off than most agents, in that I have the experience of being a manager, hiring and firing people. I don't necessarily like firing people, but I've done it. So moving forward, I knew that I had to ask certain questions. I knew there's certain things that I wanted my cyberbacker to know, or at least have general knowledge of. And I was willing to train whatever was left. And I'm a firm believer, not everybody knows how I do business. So I'm going to have to do a fair amount of training that's super specific for me. So I said, okay, they're going to need that. At the same time, I have to get along with them. I have to be able to communicate well with them. I have to be able to feel comfortable and confident that they will, if they don't know the answer, they'll go figure it out. And I kind of went with that preference based on their experience, their previous job history, which was all provided for me, which was wonderful. Their profile. And then this was the part that I thought was really awesome. I got to interview them in person, visually. And it was one of those really fast interviews, right? Like 5 minutes each. And I was like, oh man, I don't know if that's enough. I might need longer. Turns out it was good, because when I sell houses, I read the client, and I can tell if the home that we're looking at is something they like. Same thing with people. I have a really good handle on people, and I think I know what they'll like. Now, I may be wrong, but we can fix it, but I got a good handle. And right away, 2 names stood out, and the other 3, not so much. And I said, okay, this is working. I feel good about this, because I was worried I wouldn't have anybody. So from 5 to 2. And then with the help of Cyberbacker, they said, okay, here's the 2, and here's where we think you should go, because, they may not be available tomorrow if somebody else hires them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, a sense of urgency. So then my first choice wasn't readily available. And I'm like, oh man. But the second choice was, and I said, okay, wait a minute. I really want the first one, but if I wait, I might lose the second one. I don't know if the first one's going to work for me. And I said, this is where the universe is telling me, go with it. So I did. I picked the second one. Best decision so far that I've made. So I really enjoy my cyberbacker. She's wonderful. It's a learning process for both of us. I'll tell you that. But I think that would be the same even if they were here in person. So it's working out.
There you go. That's good to know, of course. Now, talking about your cyberbacker, what are the tasks that you leverage off to her every day?
Oh my gosh. Anything marketing related. So social media. So these are the things that I know how to do. I don't like doing. I like looking at Facebook. I don't like posting on Facebook, especially business stuff. So she created a social media calendar. I love it. And we're already 4 weeks out. I already know what's going on the next 4 weeks, right? That's beautiful in my mind. I can turn that piece off and focus on other things. Anytime I come up with a new listing, she does all my marketing flyers for it. So as soon as I get the photos, she does a just listed, a just sold. She does pending. She does my flyers for open houses. It's already done. And I just say, you know what? I want to do something different. Let's tweak it here. And then she'll go make the changes. And she comes back and emails it to me or sends me a screenshot on my cell. She goes, how does this look? I go, oh, I love it. Send it to me. And boom, I just go and hit print on my computer, and I print out my flyers, and it's done. So I love that.
There.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. But my marketing, I can definitely offload that to her all day long.
There you go. So the marketing piece. So I'm curious to know, how long have you been working with your cyberbacker?
We just, I think about a week or 2 ago, finished our 60-day.
60 days.
So 2 months. Yeah. And here's the crazy thing. It's wild. I am trying to figure out what else I can give her. I thought it would take a lot longer for her to offload some of my stuff. I'm finding I have to catch up. to her, which is the best part of it, right? Like I'm actually thinking outside the box. What other pieces have I always wanted to do that I never thought I could do because I didn't have the time? And I'm saying, here, go do this. And she's like, okay. And then, she's taking it. And then I'll tell her, some of the times I'll say, look, this is kind of what I want. Can you go figure something out and then bring it back to me and we'll adjust? And I like her to be creative in that way because, like I said, I could do it. I know I can do it, but I don't have the time, the 1 hour to spend. Even if she spends 90 minutes where it only takes me an hour, I'm okay with that because it's not my 90 minutes and I'm working on getting more business for her to do more marketing. And that's leverage. That to me is the best part of it, that I can go do 2 or 3 other things that I normally couldn't do. Or I get to go home at a regular normal hour.
There you go.
You know, I get to go home at 5 or 6 o'clock instead of 8 or 9 o'clock. Or I don't have to take it home and do work, which is really fun. So it's that leverage piece that I kind of knew was there. But when I get to reap the benefits, life is wonderful.
Game changer too, right?
Game changer, big time.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, just 60 days, more than 60 days in with the partnership. Now, how do you create such a successful partnership with someone who's virtual? Do you have any tips that you can share?
I love coaching people. I've always felt that for me to coach somebody or teach a class allows me to become better. So a lot of times people say, Jose, you're really good. You know all this, you know all that. I go, well, I probably taught a class about it. And I will learn something to be able to teach a class on it. And that's how I learn. That forces me to learn it that much better. So for my Cyberbacker, what I did is this. The most successful way is, one, giving them enough direction to do the job. At the same time, letting them be creative enough to figure out a solution for themselves. So lately what I've been doing is I have very specific tasks that need to be done for my business. So what I've done is I started creating these little 5-minute Loom videos, maybe 3-minute Loom videos. And I said, this is what I want done. Bump, 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 bump. And then I say, this is why I want it done this way so that I can go do this. And that has been working out wonderfully. And it's not something where she could Google it and go find a YouTube video and do it. It's too specific for my job. So what I do is say, I need you to do this. And she takes it and runs with it. And the thing is, it might not be perfect, but it's 90% perfect. I can do it 10%, so 5 to 10 minutes for me to fix would have taken me an hour to do. I'll take that leverage again all day long. So giving them the ability, just see me do one. With the video, I'll teach her and then walk it through. And then at that point, she does it and it runs with it. It's so wonderful.
The good thing about those videos is if ever she had any questions, then she can just reference back to them. Somewhat of a video training library, right?
Yes. And that's what I started titling them, what I wanted her to do, like MLS input form video. And I'll just show her how to do it. And then she'll say, okay, Jose, I'm done. Can you please review it? And I'm like, yeah. And then upload photos. Here's how you do it. Little video on that. And I mean, this video might be 30 seconds, might be a minute, might be 5 minutes. But it's, a picture's worth 1,000 words. And it allows me that much faster. And I'll say, review the video and then call me. She'll call me. We'll go through it. Any questions? Okay, go. And I like it when she makes mistakes because that's an opportunity to learn.
Of course.
And I go with that mindset. So another tip is be prepared for them to make mistakes, but to fail forward. And I'm not mad when they make mistakes. I might be mad if they make the same mistake over and over and over again, but that has yet to occur. But I also want them to make mistakes because I feel that you learn more by failing and then doing than you do by doing it right and maybe not doing it 100%. So I give her that freedom.
There you go.
At the same time, I'm not yelling. I'm not mean because that's too complicated. I want her to excel. I want her to be valuable. If we ever decide to part ways, I want her to be more valuable after she worked with me than when she started.
There you go. I love that. Even with the moment that you said that about that flexibility, give them the opportunity to grow. It's like you investing in their success, just like what they're doing for you too, right?
That's exactly right. Yeah. I want her to succeed at a higher level. I want her to be, I want her to know more. At the same time, I want to coach her to know more. And she's already taught me stuff. And I'm pretty good on Google spreadsheets. She's already like, Jose, how did you do that? She goes, oh, I did this. I go, I've never, I don't even know. And I'm pretty good on this. She goes, oh yeah, this is what I do. I'm like, thank you for teaching me. So it was kind of fun because, we help each other grow.
Now, talking about your Cyberbacker, I forgot to tell you she's going to be listening once we have this episode uploaded. So I'd like to know, what do you like most about your Cyberbacker? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
She's not afraid to ask questions. She will say, is this what you want? And sometimes I feel like I don't know what I want. And I say, just throw me something together and we'll fix it. And she goes, okay. And she'll sit there and generate something. And I'm like, oh no, I need the logo up here. Let's put the logo over there. Let's do this. And it's like back and forth, back and forth. It's like tennis, right? We're playing tennis to each other, trying to get the right thing. And then when it comes out perfect, I'm like, oh, I love it. And sometimes I'm so busy, I don't have time to talk to her. So we'll just communicate via text message, or I'll send her an email in the morning saying, work on this. And then like just right now, she just sent me a text. Jose, I just finished that task. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to give her something else to do. which I'll be talking to her after this meeting, and we'll be going over the next task, which is a quarterly magazine. Ooh. Which is going to be awesome for her. Going to be fun.
That's going to be very exciting. And of course, we here are very excited to see where this partnership leads to for many more years to come. And again, Jose, thank you very much for dropping by. Thank you very much. You have a great day.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.